What are you afraid to talk about because of the backlash you'll get for it? The fact that we are glorifying jobs like being a rapper and media influencer to the point that if a kid says that they want to have a real productive job, like a mailman, they're ridiculed. I personally wanted to be a butler growing up, but was bashed and made fun of it for it to the point that it tainted my goal in life and made me scared of following that dream because I'm scared of the backlash I could get. We should stop giving out so much money to people who do little to nothing in jobs like YouTubers and basketball players and start encouraging the younger generation to become teachers, scientists, doctors, etc and push to raise their wages instead of docking them. We as a society, as a whole, have doomed the following generations. We are running out of the essential workers, people like farmers and truck drivers. How are you going to eat when there's no one farming the fields and no one to deliver the goods? My wife leaving me and taking my kids away from me after almost 10 years of marriage after coming out as gay. She gets praised and is paraded around at work as strong and independent and telling her truth, yet she lied to me and her family for almost a decade, took my house from me, cheated on me behind my back for almost 2 years, and admitted she only got together with me because I made good money and looked like good husband material to keep her parents off her back. Now I'm 52 back living with my mother and seeing my children every other week while I slowly fall into alcoholic depression. My uncle, who's not on social media, talking about how people judge me based on my height, how attracted I'm to my neighbor's lawnmower. My ex was a gaslighting alcoholic who exhausted me with an endlessly tiring one-sided relationship. We split, she finally got help and is doing better, which I'm happy for. But I've never been able to share my side of the story of relentless caretaking and loving someone who showed zero love back because now she's so strong and brave for getting help. The only person to benefit from it would be me just getting some closure. It would just hurt everyone else. So I stay quiet and learn to move on my own way, just healing my emotional damage one day at a time on my own. Plus guys generally aren't allowed to be emotionally damaged without people telling you that you're just being a wimp or whatever, so it's my own little secret trauma. I read lots of fiction books mostly related to love stories. The society in which I live doesn't like those who read English books mostly because of religious reasons. I once discussed my book reading experience with someone and the instant reaction I got from that person completely surprised me. He said, "You better not read such books, especially the American authors. They will divert your mind from religion and blah blah." I learned 2 lessons from that person. I won't discuss my books with those who can't deal with it. Second, I will follow my heart and continue reading books that I love, no matter what others think. Edit. Thank you for such encouraging messages. Couldn't be more thankful to see such positive response. This is actually a good post for me. I told my parents last night that I have called the suicide hotline before, and my mom wouldn't even give me a hug. Edit. I love all the love and you all have literally made me less suicidal. I hugged my mom this morning. I think she was just so stunned that she needed to process. We were all crying. It was a mess, but I'm planning on therapy and stuff to recover. Thanks so much again for all the love. Love all of y'all. E2. I have upped my medication and contacted a therapist. Trying hard. Missing my stepkids. I just feel like everyone will be like, "They're not your kids, why does it matter?" But I raised them for 2 years. Taught the youngest how to ride a bike. Miss being a dad. Alzheimer's. I hate the thought of losing all my memories and not knowing where I'm/who people are from one day to the next. A woman can still be the abusive one in a relationship. How Instagram has turned, or maybe revealed, many people as narcissists. Also, I'm curious what will happen when these people will not receive so much attention when they age. A woman smacked my ass when I passed her at a bar. I yelled at her, pretty loud about how I'd be in cuffs if I did it. She doesn't even know me, etc. Guess it was a bit of a scene and someone called the police, and I had no clue until they showed up 20 minutes later. They grabbed me and said someone was screaming and being aggressive toward a woman at the bar and that I fit the description. I explained exactly why I was yelling. They let her go because she was crying, told me to leave the bar and go home for the night. I was sexually assaulted and had to leave the premises because the woman was upset. Still fills me with infinite rage to this day when I think about it. I pee while sitting down to avoid collateral damage. Everything. Even writing this, I'm nervous. Edit. Wow. Thanks for the jokes, support/awards, and discussion. Needing more hugs and touch from guy friends, but a free hugs shirt helps. The whole never hit a woman, even if she's hitting you thing. Obviously don't throw a Superman punch, but if she's slapping the shit out of you and train a punch, you definitely push her ass away. Video games. My mother's siblings, especially my Karen aunt, dislikes video games highly, to the point they say all gamers are failures of society. My aunt always bad talk me because I always play video games since I was young, and it serves as my stress relieving activity and to have fun immersing in a game lore and things. My mother on the other hand, supported me with everything even in games I play. We became very private because of this, and it helped us. Me, my brother and my mother bonded together because of video games. No one in our extended family know even to this day. We are doing better and currently, I'm a president's lister at a good university. Knitting. Calling out women for being sexist while working in a female-dominated field. The fact that I've struggled with self-harm and suicidal depression. Never been able to talk about it openly with my closest friends or family. I know everyone has their own shit to deal with, and it's a lot to put on someone. How nuclear power is actually our way out of climate change, since it could replace millions of tons of carbon emission with a singular ton of atomic waste. At the same time, less people would die from the rare nuclear accidents in a year than from secondary effects of coal mining/burning every month now. My extended family wholly bought into the fear campaigns against nuclear power and short-sighted green activists. Woman on man abuse. I was in an abusive relationship, but feel like I can't talk to anybody about it. Edit. She had been abused by her mother as a child, so if someone called her out on it I defended her and blamed it on her upbringing. I also claimed she was getting better, which wasn't true at all. How there isn't a weight category on dating apps, but height categories are okay. I used to be an abusive partner, and I'm not that person anymore. I've gone to therapy, realized my horrid tendencies, and have been a better person for years now. I spent so long being a terrible person that no one believes I've changed, and while I can't blame them, I want to make things right and be as great as I can be. I advocate heavily for victims of domestic abuse and have marched for them as well as other women's rights causes. I won't ever stop, not because of the guilt I feel, but because it's the right thing to do. Advocacy for women and victims of domestic abuse. But I also feel like a massive hypocrite, having been at one point what I now fight against, and I don't know how to get past that feeling. I'm right on the borderline of healthy weight and being medically overweight. I cross back and forth multiple times throughout the year. I never had to worry about weight till I hit 30, but ever since it's been a challenge that keeps getting harder. The thing is, I'm still the fittest of anyone in my social group, and any time I've even hinted about me needing to lose a few pounds I get chastised and treated like I'm personally attacking them for their weight. I'd rather have someone go ballistic on me, and he or she understands where I stand and what my motivations are, than not expressing it. I don't deserve special thanks or approval or recognition for picking up my kids from school. I'm their dad. It's a routine mundane task. Their mom doesn't get any special thanks or recognition. Also, don't congratulate me for babysitting my own kids. I don't babysit my own kids. They're my kids. I take care of them like any parent would. It's my responsibility. I'm not merely a babysitter. I'm not taking on a special responsibility. It is my responsibility. Will be lost in the sea of comments. Afraid to tell my wife that her lack of intimacy is hurting me mentally and physically. Even after telling her, it becomes my fault for wanting sex. Providing some kind of therapy or program to help people who have pedophile thoughts before they commit an act. If you bring it up, everyone wants to kill you, which is fair, but it's a mental health problem, so they should be able to seek some kind of help before they act out on it, right? IDK, it's a tough topic to figure out, but I don't think just killing or locking them up is figuring out why their brain is working this way. Weed isn't harmless because it's a natural plant that grows in the ground. Now, I'm not anti-marijuana or anything. I think all drugs should be decriminalized at the very least. That doesn't change the fact that I think people should be making informed decisions on what to do with their bodies, and misinformation hurts that. Just because Officer Friendly from Dare lied to you about weed when you were in school doesn't mean you should be hyperbolic in the other direction.